That radio chick Cheryl Lee here with you. Welcome to the Still Rocking It podcast, where we'll have news, reviews and interviews with some of our favourite Australian musicians and artists. Today I share a Zoom room chat I had recently with one of the brothers from Australian country music band, the Wolfe Brothers, Tom Wolfe. From first rising to prominence, placing second in Australia's Got Talent in 2012, supporting Lee Kernaghan's Beautiful Noise tour in 2014, to now celebrating 17 consecutive number one country single hits and taking home 2 golden guitars at Tamworth this year in 2022. We hear about the new album Kids on Cassette and their special guests duetting with them and their huge national tour. Most importantly, we learn what secret rose tattoos Angry Anderso taught them. What's Tom and Nick from the Wolfe Brothers been up to lately? Let's find out. You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. I'd like to welcome into the Zoom room for a chat today Tom Wolfe from the Wolfe Brothers. Welcome, Tom.
Great to be here. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thanks for fitting us in. Tom is in mid-rehearsal and he's popped out to his car to have a chat with us. The Wolfe Brothers have hit the Australian music scene with a huge bang, but I'd like to find out a couple of things just about you guys before we talk about the music and the tour, if that's all right. You and your brother Nick started the band with friends Brodie and Casey. Do you have any other siblings, or is it just you boys?
No, just me and Nick grew up together. It wasn't until, this is a long story, it wasn't until much later on in life, after our dad died, we found out Dad had actually had some other sons before he met our mum. So remember the TV show Love Child about the babies that were adopted out?
I do.
My dad was in a rock and roll band. And, that's what happened to him. So anyway, we've connected with one of those now, which has been amazing. But growing up, it was me and Nick, and the 2 other boys, Brodie and Case, lived on the same road, caught the school bus together, and we just fell in love with making music, you know, and we'd listen to everything, seriously, everything from Slim Dusty to Lee Kernaghan, all the way through to Metallica, Iron Maiden, Poison, you know. There was a lot in there, and we were sort of at that age, I think it sort of was pre-iPhone, obviously, pre-YouTube, so you'd have to go out and find these CDs and find these tapes or find these records, you know. So it was a wonderful childhood, and we used to get on the family farm and set up in one of the old pickers huts and set all the music gear up and jam, and it was great because we could make as much noise as we wanted to, and the neighbours didn't mind. In fact, they'd come over often and say to Mum and Dad, they'd say, "They're getting better, I think. The boys are getting a little better. I can hear them getting better slowly but surely." So it was honestly, it was a wonderful childhood growing up, and we were just free to sort of discover music at our own pace and listen to what we wanted to do, which I think is so important.
That's for sure. And it sounds like you had the idyllic situation where you could make as much noise and be as bad as you as you wanted to, till you improved.
Yeah, look, it was, you know, and it was great. And, you know, the amount of hours we'd spend in those pickers huts just jamming and learning, you know, all the classic songs. I mean, our dad was in a cover band for 45 years. So, you know, you'd sort of be, you know, exposed to those songs through him. And then you'd find yourself one day, all of a sudden, you're trying to learn, you know, Eagle Rock yourself, and you're trying to figure out the guitar riff. And it was wonderful. It was so wonderful. And that we were sort of able to get a few pub gigs, and we literally got booked for one gig. And then from that one gig, we got another gig, and then we got another gig. And then all of a sudden, you know, we were out every weekend playing rodeos and B&S balls and country pubs and God, everything. You name it, I think we've played. Only thing we've never played is a funeral.
Sounds like your dad, you know, lived the rock and roll lifestyle, bless him. I have a half-brother that I found later in life as well.
It's so
It's
common.
not uncommon, is it?
It's not uncommon. And I think, you know, it's probably a sign of the times. Like, I think when our brother John, who we've now connected with, which is so amazing, he's in radio and loves music and singer of a cover band, incredible. You know, like my dad was 19, the partner he was with at the time was 19. It was actually their parents that made the decision. They were like, "Oh, well, you're not married." So yeah, really, I think we've come a long way as a society. I think we've probably still got a long way to go in some areas, but we've come a long way. And it was just one of them things. I just don't think they talked about it back then. Where now you just be like, all right, well,
let's have a baby.
Yeah, let's having a baby. So,
what state does John live in?
John was brought up in Tassie, but currently lives in Brisbane. So we spend a lot of time travelling Queensland. So it's great. So
Perfect.
often when we go up to Queensland, he comes to gigs and we hang out and see his family. And it's been truly wonderful, really wonderful.
Yeah, it is. It's a blessing. And my half-brother lives in Queensland as well.
I like it, especially as a Tasmanian this time of year. You know,
That's
you can just sneak up there, get a little bit of sun.
Oh, absolutely. Still Rocking It podcast with that radio chick, Cheryl Lee. We'll be back shortly to talk more to Tom from the Wolfe Brothers about their time on Australia's Got Talent, where their musical DNA comes from, their new album and single, and tour. First, I reckon we should listen to Eagle Rock, one of those very early songs that the boys taught themselves out in those sheds. Here's Daddy Cool. Do you boys, you and Nick, do you fight much? Do you disagree about stuff, or do you get along really well?
Yes and no. Honestly, believe it or not, I mean, we have little arguments about little things. Big picture stuff, songwriting, how we want the music to sound, how we want the shows to go. Honestly, we're very much on the same wavelength of what we want to do. When it comes to that, them little things that annoy each other about each other on the road, that's probably when we have little bickering arguments. It's quite funny because we've got 3 other guys in the band with us, and when we go out the road, and if me and Nick have a little lovers tiff, if we have a little lovers tiff, like it literally be about 3 minutes and we'll be over it and we'll be laughing about something else, and the boys just laugh it off, So it's honestly, overall, it's a very, very good environment, and when we go out the road together, it's not just about me and Nick, it's our mindset as a team. We're a band, we're a team, and we're all out there trying to do the same goal and put on the best shows we can. And we're loving it, especially at the moment. I think after the last couple of years and now being back, not that we ever took it for granted, but it's just like there's this appreciation and love for it again. That's just like, oh my God, like it's special. And I think you can feel that also with the punters. You can really feel that with them. So yeah, it's very special.
I was just about to say that, actually. Sometimes you don't know what you've got till it's gone, and you can see that you guys are absolutely loving every minute of performing for us and, of course, the audience. We're so happy to be out watching live music again.
It's it was really missed, and it was not only really missed in the last couple of years. Unfortunately, it was kind of undervalued, which is really sad, but I think, it's back now, and I think music to me is about connection, playing live. You like a song because you connect with it, whether it be memories or whatever, and when you go out live, play music and you connect with everyone, that's an incredible feeling. It brings people together, and I think that being taken away from everyone over the last couple of years was really tough, really tough.
And it has brought about a new appreciation for it, that's
100%,
for sure.
100%.
Now, how much do you think your 2012 second place from Australia's Got Talent, do you think that helped, hindered, nothing, your career?
I think majority overall it really helped. We were very lucky on that show that I think out of like 5 performances we did, we actually played 4 original songs, which is amazing. They made us do 1 cover, which was a big and rich song called Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. But, it is what it is. Look, it was fine. It was a good country rock song. So, look, I think overall for us, it was a really good, wonderful experience. I think being able to sort of show Australia that we're real guys, we play our own instruments and we write our own songs, for us gave us a really good, solid foundation and a solid start. We were able to get out, go on the road, play shows. Also for us, when we went on that show, there was often with reality TV, there can be the story. The story's almost bigger than the performance, the heartache, someone's sick, and we just didn't do that, and we refused to do that because that's not what we were about. We're about making people happy, and we just love playing music. So that was actually the story they ended up running with, and I think it worked in our favour. That was so many positives. Of course, when you do a show like that, there'll be certain people in the industry that might put you in say, oh, you're just a karaoke band. But, I mean, since then we've done 10 years, we've done 5 albums, we've done live albums. We've literally non-stop. The only time we stopped touring is because of COVID. So I think any naysayers out there, I think they know now that.
You've proved
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we've proved them wrong. Yeah. So that makes me feel pretty good.
Still Rocking It podcast with that radio chick, Cheryl Lee. I think we should play that big and rich song now. The only cover that the boys played on Australia's Got Talent way back in 2012. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Music absolutely is in your DNA. You're from a musical farming family. You're fourth generation. As you said, Dad played drums in a rock band. His father played sax. His father, before him, played the fiddle. And Mum used to play you, filled the family home with music. It says here with country staples like Garth Brooks and Billy Ray Cyrus. What's your favourite Garth Brooks song?
Look, to be completely honest with you, I've been going through this Garth Brooks stage only recently, just sort of reconnecting, because most people now listen to music on streaming. You can't get Garth on Spotify, Apple Music. It's only available on Amazon. But I've got the Garth Brooks DVD box set, and in my little man cave in the shed, I've got the DVD player set up, and I put it on the other day and just listened to songs like The River, like Unanswered Prayers, Ain't Going Down, The Sun Comes Up. I was like, this is so good, Mum really got on board that 90s resurgence of country, She was a big James Blundell. She was all about Blundell. When Blundell had the Bonds deal and, there was billboards of him around Australia in his underwear, Mum was pretty into that. So there was a lot of that stuff. Dad was, things like Dire Straits, Beatles, Rolling Stones, all good music, a lot of good music in our house growing up. And I think it all kind of got into us. When we were in high school, we did that whole rebellion thing, and, you wouldn't listen or play anything your mum and dad were playing. So it was all like about Metallica and Iron Maiden. But it was funny, as soon as we started writing songs, it was like, what are we going to write about? You just sort of write about what we know. And they came out as country rock songs. We're like, well, there you go, isn't that funny? So went full circle. Oh,
bless him. And Billy Ray. What's your favourite Billy Ray song?
Look, Achy Breaky Heart. Okay, let's just get this right. Like, that is a good song. I mean, the fact that got when a song like that is so big, I think it goes the other way. I actually watched an interview with Billy Ray Cyrus, and he talked about that song. It wasn't called Achy Breaky Heart. It was called, Blow Up This Man or something. It was called something else. But he was playing it live, and his fans were coming to the gigs, and they were going, play the Achy Breaky Heart song. Play the Achy Breaky Heart. And that's when he went to the songwriter and was like, I think I'm going to change the name. And the guy was like, as long as you record it. And
whatever.
The rest is history.
Still Rocking It podcast with that radio chick, Cheryl Lee. Here's Tom and Nick's Mum's favourite song, Achy Breaky Heart, Billy Ray Cyrus, and then we're going to talk more with Tom Wolfe from the Wolfe Brothers about their new album, single and tour straight after this. We better get on to the new album, the beautiful new single and the tour. But I just wanted to say one other quick thing before we do. Don't want to run out of time. Give me the wind up if I'm taking too long.
If we go a couple of minutes over, it's totally fine. No stress. All good.
I was interviewing Angry Anderso the other day. They're just about to embark on their huge European and UK tour. I asked him the question that I often ask, what do you listen to when you're alone, Angry? Guess what he said?
Angry is a wonderful man. We did some shows with Angry in 2014. We did a bunch of shows together. We were trying to do something different that hadn't been done in Australian country, and we thought, well, let's get a rock act like Angry and put it with us, and we'll be the band. And we learnt so much from him in those. We did about 20 shows. I mean, we learnt so much from him. I mean, he is a rock and roll icon and a legend, but a wonderful man. He's just still the party animal. I mean, he taught us how to drink a bottle of Jack Daniels in 30 minutes,
Oh, bless him.
Wonderful guy. Oh, bless him. And wonderful guy. And honestly, every time we put an album out, he'll always send us a message and give us a call and say, I really like that song. And so love Angry a bit. I haven't seen him in too long, but absolutely love that man. I think he's 75 and he's still out there about to the most tattoo about to go out and tour Europe again. Amazing. He's still got it.
It must be all that Jack Daniels preserving him, maybe.
Well, the one thing he loves is he has the Jack, but he loves the Stone's
ginger wine.
Ginger wine. Oh, my God, he loves it. Like, it's definitely not my cup of tea, but he reckons that's how he gets the vocal notes. So, look, if it's working, you don't knock it, you know.
Exactly right. And he loves you too. He listens to your songs all the time.
Beautiful, man. I'm going to ring him. Now we've had this chat, I'm going to ring him.
Yes, do. Tell him that Cheryl Lee from Adelaide says hi.
I will. He'll love that.
Now, let's get on to the important stuff. You've got a tour. Oh, my God. Your tour is almost as good as Angry's. You are everywhere, man, and I don't think you're coming home till Christmas.
No.
7 in July, including Adelaide.
Often, as you know, being in Tassie, we often get missed off the map with tours as well. So for us, our goal this year was to really, honestly, get out and play in every state and territory. Just play as much as we can, get out there and reconnect with the fans live, you know. And we're really glad we can bring a couple of shows to South Australia. We'd planned to do it pre-COVID and then it all went. So we're really looking forward to get over to South Oz. Like, as you guys know, and I know as being Tasmanian, our states often get missed off the map. But we're very glad it's happening, and it's going to be a party. There seems to be a bit of a buzz around the show, so it's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
You're here on the 22nd and the 23rd of July, Norwood Hotel on the Friday, and the Barossa Arts Centre in Tanunda on the Saturday. So we'll see you down the front there.
Absolutely.
And then 10 dates in August, September, another 7 in October, as I say, all the way through till Christmas. Wish you all the best for that. You've done a few dates already.
Yeah, we just had a wonderful run of shows through Victoria, and we actually played a B&S ball on Saturday night. We haven't played a B&S ball for about 4 or 5 years, and they are wild. They are the most wild. I'm still recovering, I think. Look at my eyes.
Is that Angry's influence?
That's Angry's. That's all Angry's fault.
That's right. It's all Angry's fault now.
It's all his fault.
This is amazing. After celebrating 17 consecutive number one country single hits, you are back with a sassy duet featuring longtime mate Amy Shepherd. So you brought Amy over to the dark side.
yeah, we got her. Look, we love this song and we love what she brings. It's definitely... It's something different for us. I think a lot of what this last album, this Kids on Cassette album has been, it's some different feels, working with different artists and some new sounds and stuff that we hadn't done before. And I think this definitely fits in that box. Love what she brings. We've been friends with Shepherd for a long time. And they're superstars. Some of the hits they got are huge hits, you know, but what's I love is they're just still down to earth, real, genuine people. Always give you the time of day. They've always been so good to Nick and I. And when we reached out to Amy and said, look, would you be interested in doing this song? And she literally said yes in about 3 minutes. She literally listened to the song and then wrote back, I love it. Let's do it. We were like, okay, that was pretty easy. Right. Okay, Amy. Love it. We shot a music video together in Tamworth and we got to perform it live at the Golden Guitar Awards. It was really fun. And she's sort of starting her own bit of solo country stuff herself. And it's really cool. Really cool. We've got to write songs with her. She's come down to Tassie and stayed with us and wrote songs, and yeah, amazing. I pinch myself sometimes, the people I get to work with and meet, and I'm like, wow, I'm doing this today. This is pretty good. My life's pretty good.
The single is called Something Good's Gonna Happen, and it is. It is a real feel-good song. You can't help but feel happy when you listen to it.
We've been playing it live a lot, even before the album come out, and it just always had a wonderful atmosphere, wonderful feeling, and you could see people, as soon as we started playing it, would move and smile, and we thought, there's something in this song. There's something about this, and we have to do it, and we have to do it right. And, you know, over a career, we haven't done a lot of duets with female artists, so we really wanted to put one on this album. That was really important to us. Amy is perfect. We just love what she's done.
So get onto the Googleometer and track it down and watch the video. It's a really good feel-good video as well. From the album Kids on Cassette, there's a couple of other duets as well, one with Low Cash and one with another mate of mine, Jack Jones from Southern Sun. Yeah. Still Rocking It podcast with that radio chick, Cheryl Lee. We'll hear more from Tom Wolfe from the Wolfe Brothers and how they got Jack Jones to play on the album. Here it is, the Wolfe Brothers featuring Jack Jones, Downtime, from the Kids on Cassette album.
Yeah, so like we are like the biggest Southern Suns Jack Jones fans you'll find. So that came around over COVID, and we sort of put it out there and thought, I wonder if he'd be interested. What actually happened is during COVID, we were doing a live stream of a Friday night, and we sort of thought, well, let's ask some artists if they want to come on. And, you know, like we asked Jack, and he was like so keen. And then as soon as we finished the live stream, he's like called us, and he's like, we should do something together. And I'm like, well, yeah.
All right, then.
We've got a song. We're like, okay. So, look, we just love that we got to do that with Jack. We've never performed it live. We got this close. We had a big Hobart show, and then this was still with lockdowns and borders and all that stuff, and they wouldn't let him in, which is ridiculous. But anyway, that's another story for another time. But we're going to do it. His incredible voice, but not just his incredible voice. I mean, he's on the track playing a 2-minute outro guitar solo that's just face melting, absolutely face melting. You know, like that guy's got to be one of the most talented this country's got, if not the world. He's another level. And yeah, so proud that he's on this record. I love the duets we did with Amy, with Jack and Locash. All such great artists and all so different. And just love what each of them brought. They all brought something new and different to the album, which is really special.
You boys are pretty busy because in between these shows, between now and Christmas, you guys are working on your 6th studio album. When do you think you're going to do that? Between 2 and 3 a.m.?
I don't know. Well, as I said, you know, I'm doing this interview in a car, in a rehearsal space. Like, straight as this is done, I'll go pick my little girl up from care. And I'm also, me and my wife, they're going to have another baby this year in October. So I think we've decided that, thank you. I think we've all just decided that we never want to sleep ever again. So, or at least for the next 5 years. So, no, look, honestly, we're doing it every bit we can. We're going to drop some new music next few months. And for us, we haven't been able to do this for the last couple of years. So it's about rebuilding that momentum and just getting back out doing it. We missed it. If COVID cemented anything for us, is that we feel like doing what we do is what we're meant to be doing. So we want to do it as much as we possibly can. Good
on you. But let me tell you one thing. With children, I've got 5 of them, and they're in their 20s. It's not 5 years of no sleep. You will never sleep again.
Don't tell me that. No, look, it's wonderful, and it's, you know, it's obviously you have sleepless nights and all that stuff, but you wouldn't change it. When I've got a beautiful little girl, Evie, she's just started walking, and she's all about dad and just runs to dad and won't leave dad. So I'm very lucky, and I've got another little girl on the way. So yeah, that'll sort me out. Raising a couple of girls, all the hell I've raised over the years.
They'll wrap you around their little finger.
They've already got it. They've already got it sorted. Like big softy. So I love it.
Yeah, such a blessing. All right, get on to the usual suspects and track down Kids on Cassette and have a listen. Also get onto the Googleometer and look for the dates in Adelaide at the Norwood Hotel and Tanunda. We're looking forward to hearing the new music and the 6th album. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time today, Tom, and I look forward to seeing you down the front.
Thank you so much. This was a wonderful chat, and appreciate you taking the time to ask such great questions, and everyone out there, thanks for sticking with us over the last couple of years, and we're really looking forward to seeing you on the road soon. So thanks heaps, mate.
Thank you very much. I'll let you get back to your practice.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. That was a real pleasure, and I really appreciate your effort and just making that. I wish they were all like that.
Oh, thanks for saying so.
Cheryl, you're a gem. Thanks so much, doll.
Ta-da.
We'll see you soon. Thanks, mate. Bye.
Still Rocking It podcast with that radio chick, Cheryl Lee. I know you're dying to hear it, so let's go out with it. From the Kids on Cassette album, Something Good's Gonna Happen, featuring Amy Shepherd.
Well, you don't like my smoking, you don't like my drinking, you don't always understand my simple way of thinking.
You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Thank you so much for joining me on the Still Rocking It podcast. Hope to catch you again next time. Get out when you can, support Aussie music, and I'll see you down the front.